Hello, mic test. Hello everyone, I'm 𝐕𝐵𝐵𝐵 Dashora and I'm back with a new video and some new learnings. If you're interested to build a stock dashboard or a stock screener using Streamlit, then you're at the right place. In this video, I will use Streamlit web application. If you remember, I have already made two videos in the past on installation of Streamlit and how to use Streamlit. And in this video, I will use both of the videos information and will make a stock dashboard using Yahoo Finance and a couple of more APIs that I'll be talking about. And you can see that this is the output that we will have. So on the left hand side, you can see I have put the ticker's name, which is Apple, start date, end date for the chart, and this is the interactive chart that you can actually make. We'll definitely learn how to do this. Then I'll make three different tabs, which is pricing data, where it will have the entire pricing data, annual return, standard deviation, and the risk adjusted return. And then we'll also see how to extract balance sheet information, income statement, and cash flow information for free. And then in the end, we'll also see the top 10 news that are in the market right now of this particular ticker, and all of these things are for free. If you're new to my YouTube channel, guys, on this channel I turn all my viewers to successful financial programmers. Here I upload videos related to trading boards, using some highly valuable finance APIs, implementation of AI in finance, and making this entire fintech world or the financial programming world as simple as possible. So if you like my work, then subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned. I will upload a lot of videos in future, and also don't forget to hit on the bell icon because you'll be updated whenever I upload a new video. A quick shout out to my Patreon members, and I thank you so much for supporting my work, and I hope that you are enjoying the services that I provide on Patreon. For my new viewers, I will tell about Patreon in the end, so just keep watching this video. So the topics that we are going to cover today are we'll talk about how to write, we'll start with writing a title and the required inputs. We'll be using Yahoo Finance API, which is a free API, which is yfinance, to extract pricing data. We'll be using some interactive charting over there, as you've already seen. Then we'll be creating different tabs for different things like pricing data analysis, fundamental data, second tab, and the last one is the top 10 news. So for fundamental data, I'll be using an API called vantage. If you are my old subscriber, then you might know this thing that I have already made a video on vantage API. And if you just write on YouTube like vantage API Python or vantage API, my video comes on the top. So thank you so much for the love that I've got over there. So I'll be using some of the information from that video to get the fundamental data of the stocks. And for the top 10 news, I'll be talking about a new API, stock news API. And if I get a good response in this video, I'll make a full-fledged video of that particular API as well. And yeah, thank you so much, Berlin, who is my Patreon member. And actually I have dedicated this video to him because he just wanted some data to be analyzed on a web application, which is very easy to use. So yeah. So guys, we'll start with importing all different libraries. Streamlit, you already know how to install. I have made a video on that. If you're finding some difficulty to synchronize the environment variables, then you should watch that video first and then come back here. Another one is pandas, which is mostly saved or installed by default. NumPy, yfinance, which is a library which connects with Yahoo Finance. Then plotly.express is another one that I'm actually using. So if any one of all these libraries are not installed, what you need to do here is just go here and just write command prompt and just write all these things one by one. So pip install, say pip install yfinance, you enter it, it will install it. In my case, it's already installed, right? So I'll just keep this command prompt open for now. So on running this thing, we'll see on the terminal that yeah, there's no problem with this. Now we'll have to run Streamlit, right? Streamlit run stock underscore dashboard.py, and it will bring you to your web browser. So it's a web application, right? Perfect. There's nothing inside right now because we have provided nothing in the code. Let's start with the header, sorry, the title, stock dashboard. Let's save it, and if we just always run here, we've got the stock dashboard. Now on the left hand side, on the sidebar, I'll just provide a space where we can write ticker of any particular company. So st.sidebar.input text ticker. Let's provide it as ticker, right? Similar to that, I have provided start date and end date as well on the sidebar, date input, start date and end date. If we save it and come back to here, we can see on the left hand side we have the ticker. So this is MSFT, and from date, say I just pick it from last 1 year, so that's 24th of December 2021 to 24th of December 2022, right? So now for MSFT, in this case for MSFT, I want a chart, a line chart that starts from this date and end to this date, which is today's date. So let's first download the data, which is data is equal to YF. I'm using Yahoo Finance .download. Ticker is ticker. Start is equal to start date, and end is equal to end date. Let me just write data here and check if the data frame is available over there or not. Perfect. We have got the data frame. I just I'm interested in adjusted close in this case, and I'll have to make a graph here. So I've actually used this plotly.express as px.line, and then I provided data inside it. X is data.index, which is date. If you remember, on that data frame we had date, and Y is data adjusted close. The title is ticker, which is MSFT, right? Apple or MSFT, whatever the ticker is, it will be the title of that chart, and we are using st.plotly chart and that figure. If we save it and go here, you can see the MSFT chart here in front of you. I would say a very good functionality of this particular chart is that you can actually select the range of the chart that you want to look at. So for example, this one, etc. And if you want to come back, just click on auto scale, and this is the chart that you have, and you can get the pricing information of all different dates that are available over here. That's great, right? And you can also change the date. So for example, let me go to 2019. So the entire chart will be now as of 2019 only. Let's come back to last 1 year only. So from 24 December till here. Right, now let's make 3 different tabs where we will have different types of information. The first tab will have the pricing information and some analysis. The second tab will have fundamental information, as we have already discussed in the beginning of this video. And the last one would have the news, right? So pricing data and fundamental data and news is equal to st.tabs and then pricing data, fundamental data, top 10 news. So with pricing data, let me just write st.write and then pricing data or price. And similarly with fundamental data, I'll just go back here, copy this, paste this here, and just like fundamental. With news, Control S, which is saving this code. I'll come back here. You can see pricing data is price, fundamental data is fundamental, and top 10 news is news, right? Perfect. Now we want some data inside these tabs, right? So rather than .write, I'll just provide a header here. I'll just write pricing data or price movements, and we can just write data here, which is the data frame of the entire pricing information. Control S. If you go here, if I click here, I'll get the entire data frame of this thing. Now, actually, I'm also interested to get the daily change. Yeah, I'll come back here and let's do one thing. Let's write data 2 is equal to data, and then let's make changes in data 2. So data 2, I'll introduce another column here, which is % change is basically data and adjusted close. Actually, adjusted close, I'm copying it from here. This should be exactly what we are putting over there, right? And we want it to be divided by 1 day price. So dot shift and then 1. And rather than data 2, I'll just write rather than data, I'll just write data 2. Control S. We go back here. We have got the % change, and the first one would be definitely NA because there's no data before the first one, right? It is actually dividing the entire data set in by the prices 1 day before. So we can just ignore this thing, or I'll just remove it. So data 2 dot drop NA in place is equal to true. Control S. If you go back here, it's gone. Now let's just write some basic things like what is the annual return. So annual return is basically let's take the average of the entire thing, which is data to percent change dot mean, and this is daily, right? So we want it to be for annual, so we'll just multiply it by 252 because we are excluding the weekends, and let's just multiply it by 100 because it will be in percentages now. So this is the annual data. st.write annual data, annual return is annual return and then percentages, right? Control S. I'll go back here. So annual return is, I have made some mistake here, so it should not be 25,000. Okay, I forgot to subtract 1 in the percentage change. It should be this divided by this minus 1. I'll come back here, and yeah, perfect. So the MSFT, which is Microsoft, has gone down by around 30%, which is 29% to be precise, in last 1 year. Now let's get standard deviation. So I just quickly have written this. The standard deviation is np.std, and then I'm taking data to only percentage change and then multiplying it by square root of 252 to annualize it. So basically, by calculating standard deviation of the percentage change, we get standard deviation on a daily or I would say 1 day standard deviation, which is of no use, to be honest, because we are calculating annual return. We'll have to annualize that as well. So in order to annualize any standard deviation, we'll have to multiply it with the square root of the number of days, right? So in this case 252, because we are excluding the weekends. So it's like this, and then st.write standard deviation is stdev multiply by 100 and percentage is percentage sign. Why we have multiplied it by 100? Because we wanted to convert it into percentage, otherwise it would be in the decimal format. The last thing is the risk adjusted return, where we are just dividing annual return with standard deviation. So if I just save this and come back here, you'll see the price movement is basically, we have the entire data frame from Yahoo Finance. We have calculated the percentage change. Annual return is this, standard deviation is this, and risk adjusted return is this. So I'll just do it for, say, Ford, which is F, and I run it. You'll see Ford has given me minus 45% return, and these are the moments. Let me change it to Amazon. 56% negative. All these tech stocks are down significantly. No worries. Tech and automobile stocks. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is also down significantly. And you'll see Tesla's share price is like this. Perfect. So the pricing data or the price movements analysis is done. Fundamental data for this, I am actually going to use 𝐈𝐴𝐸 API. If you are new to this particular API, I have already created a very detailed video on 𝐈𝐴𝐸. You can click on the I button to watch that video. But yeah, so I'll just come back to the code. So guys, I am just taking all these lines from the code that I made. But yeah, no worries, I'll explain each and everything. But first of all, we'll have to install 𝐈𝐴𝐸 here. I'll just write pip install 𝐈𝐴𝐸. You'll see this is the documentation of 𝐈𝐴𝐸. I'll just copy this one, come back to the command prompt, and I'll paste it here. It's already present in my laptop, so there's no need of installing it again. But yeah, you guys will have to do it. I'll come back here, and so you can see you'll have to make a key for using 𝐈𝐴𝐸. It's free of cost, and you can make a key in maximum like 2 minutes. Again, you just should refer to the video that I made already on 𝐈𝐴𝐸. So yeah, this is the key that I'm using. It's for me, and definitely I am going to change this key after recording this video. I'm using the fundamental data functionality of 𝐈𝐴𝐸, that is from 𝐈𝐴𝐸.fundamental data, import fundamental data, and then I'm just providing key, and then output format would be pandas, right? The subheader is balance sheet over there. If we will on the web application, you'll see subheader as balance sheet. Now the balance sheet is equal to fd.get balance sheet. I'm using this particular functionality, which is get balance sheet annual, and then provide the ticker over there, and then doing some basic data manipulation to make it look good, and then I just write BS, which is balance sheet. And same thing is being done for income statement and for cash flow statement as well. If I just save this code and come back to the web application that we have created, you can see balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement of the stock that we have provided are present here. So if I change it to say MSFT, this will also be changed automatically. You can see the financial statement of MSFT is in front of you. I'll save this code in my Google Drive, and my already existing subscribers know that I share my Google Drive with my subscribers, and it costs I would say very small amount of money. I would say a third of a coffee price. And not only this code, there are many more codes that are saved in that Google Drive, such as my trading bot, things like all the codes that I've made in the past are present over there. And if you are interested to get an access of my Google Drive, what you have to do is click on the access to my Google Drive button. Just follow some basic steps over there, and you'll see for Indian viewers it's a different link, for rest of the world it's a different link. And over there, if you're an Indian user, you just become a member of my Google Drive community on YouTube, and just provide your email address in the first post that I've provided over there. For rest of the world, you just become a Patreon member of my Google Drive community, which costs very small amount of money. And yeah, through this small investment that you're making, you can explore a universe that I've already created in last 2.5 years. And this is how you'll be supporting my work as well. Now I'll come to the news part, right? So for news, I have written a couple of lines here, which I will explain. So yeah, first of all, we'll have to install stock news library. Let's go back to our command prompt, pip install stock news. If you enter this, in my computer it's already installed, but like in your case it will get installed. Let's come back here. So what I'm doing here is I'm using this particular API or library to extract stock news, and this is the documentation that you can check. We have already done pip install stock news, and you'll see we can get news of tickers like Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, or anyone through this particular library. It's an amazing library, definitely to explore, guys. So I will paste the link of this particular documentation in the description box. And actually I use these 3 lines only in the code. I'll come back here. So with news, which is the third tab, st.header news of ticker, I'm actually using the F functionality, and then I'm providing the ticker's name here. So it will be displaying like news of MSFT or news of AAPL, right? And so on. Stock news is equal to ticker, and then save news is equal to false. We are not saving news, we want news differently for different tickers. DF news is a data frame that I'm creating, and I'm using the read RSS functionality over here. I'm getting the top 10 news, right? So for I in range 10, the header would be news, like news 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be the header. I'll write the published column. So let me just go to Google Colab for a minute. Perfect. So this is the I would say actually came to Google Colab. It's easier for me to explain it here. So from stock news, import stock news, and you can see in the RSS read RSS data frame, this is the data frame that we get. So we get title, we get summary, we get published date, the sentiment of summary, the sentiment of title. So I am actually using all these column names only over there. So let's go back to the code. So yeah, the date that it is being published, that it has been published, and then the title, the summary, right? Then what's the sentiment of the title? It's a positive sentiment or a negative sentiment. It can be used for sentiment analysis. Guys, I have already made a couple of videos on sentiment analysis as well, and if you are interested, you would like to check them as well. All of them are in this I button, right? So yeah, title sentiment is this one, and new sentiment is this one. I'll just save this. Let's come back to our web application. This is the fundamental data that we had. Let me just check it, say for Ford, right? So this is the stock price of Ford, right? We've already seen that. The price movement of Ford is this one, right? This is also, we have explored. Fundamental data is also here. Balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. The top news, top 10 news is this one. So is Ford $2.7 billion mistake, a warning, blah blah blah. And the second one is this one. So this is the title. Basically, the first one, this is the subheader, which is the number of the news 1 in this case, the time or the date it got published. There's the title, there's the content, the sentiment of the title, which is negative in this case, the sentiment of the content, the news, which is 0 in this case. And the second one is this one: I'm bullish on EV stocks, and so on. And this is the entire content, sentiment of the title and the news, and so on. So yeah, it's very user friendly, and we have we have got top 10 news here. It's been I think last 2 days, from 24th of December to 22nd of December. So this is the overall framework that we have created. And I know you're still watching this video, and guys, you could see that I have actually provided a lot of information for free. I just need one support from you guys. Just click on the subscribe button and just write something good on in the comment section. It really helps with the algorithm, and this is how I will get the motivation to keep on uploading more videos. And it's a free learning to you guys as well, so it's a win-win situation. So just give me that one click, and also like this video, such that my video comes on recommendation for other viewers as well, and I can upload more videos on some related or even more amazing stuff. One lucky subscriber will have a chance to speak to me directly and discuss the ideas that he or she has. As per my last video, the lucky subscriber is Alex White, and I'll be speaking to him in a couple of days. So yeah, you can also try your luck here. The guys who are interested in my Patreon community, as I mentioned in the beginning, guys, I'm very much connected with all of them. We speak on a very, I would say, frequent basis. So if you want to be a part of that exclusive community, just click on the link that is present in the description box, and it will come in the end, also in the end screen, and become a Patreon member. It's fairly affordable, but the services that I provide over there is much more valuable than the money that you're spending. So if you don't want to miss out on some great, amazing stuff that other guys are having, then just become a member of my Patreon community, and I'll see you there. For freelancing work, you can email me on this email address, and I'll check it out and will reach out to you. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. You can click here to subscribe to my YouTube channel to not miss out the amazing stuff that I'll bring in future. You can click over there to see how I use TradingView to make an amazing strategy, and you can click over there to check the entire playlist that I've made on Streamlit. So guys, thank you so much for your interest in my work, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.